Hello everyone. I would like to talk to everybody, to my friends and all who would be listening to this video. I decided to do live video because a lot of my posts were deleted and I don't know what happened. A lot of posts were restored, but a lot of posts that I see were deleted, and so what I was posting from the beginning on what to do in order to prepare for the outbreak or whatever it is, whatever we understand by that, and to take basic preventative measures. All my posts are gone, so I don't know what happened, but that's why I wanted to do the live, and maybe people would have questions, so you would be able to ask them. I don't know how long this post is going to stay, but we'll see. So I'm going to go over some of the important things that from what I see are missing in a lot of protocols based on the education and whatever studies are available today. So let me introduce myself. My name is Yunona Hakupjanyan. I have medical degree from Yerevan State University, Medical University, and I am an epidemiologist, although I didn't work in that capacity for many years now. But what I do is the holistic, and I'm going to provide education with this live video. So this is my disclosure that none of what I'm saying is a medical advice. It's not a way to treat or diagnose any of the diseases, but with education on what to do and education on what helps with viruses and all of that. It's a general education on everything. It's not only about COVID. You can use it for anything else. And I'm going to give you tips on what studies are saying. And I'm going to put studies at the end of the video. When I will be done with videos, I'm going to put the studies from very reputable sources that are used by doctors, peer-reviewed studies. Those are that I always look at. And there is a lot of information on what's helping and what's not helping, and also what to do. So that's, I think we're ready to get some tips. I think a lot of people are joining in. You might want to put questions. Oh, I don't even know where where I can look at the questions, but I will be answering them later on. It's not only I'm going to put and I also, whatever I put here, I can put the sources that where I get whatever I get, and pretty much that's what I want to talk about. So from what we see is happening, it's a lot, of course, it's a lot of panic around this, and because some of the borders are closed, and not only in US but all over the world, so people are anxious, concerned, and because of the anxiety, they get into the hospital with just regular cough. Why? Because they're afraid not to get to the nearest hospital to be put on ventilator. So of course it's a lot of anxiety, and the best with anxiety, the best thing to do is to breathe, take a deep breath. And there are a lot of other ways to overcome anxiety, but first thing is not to panic, and that's what I'm going to go over also. So what we see is there is a lot of depletion of oxygen that is happening with the virus, and from whatever emergency doctors are saying who are dealing with the viruses right now in ICUs, it's a depletion of oxygen. So what we need to do is we need to put the oxygen into the body, right? And what I'm going to suggest is not to wait until we have the diagnosis or whatever, because the test is not specific. unless it's a antibody test, it's not specific. It's just what is used now is surrogate test, and it's not gold standard test. So seeing that somebody is diagnosed and carrier of the COVID, and that's why we see a lot of people that are that have been have tested positive for the virus, but they're not sick. So why not to be like those and not the ones that are so? That's where preventative measures are very important, because that's where we need to prepare our bodies to whatever virus. It's not a dangerous virus if our body is able to go through fighting against it. And this is what I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay, so my knowledge of the structured water comes in, of course, and I use Kangen water. I love it. Any water with hydrogen would give extra oxygenation of the body, and our body is 70-80% of water, so you can imagine how much it would help if the water would have oxygen in there. And when we have oxygen in the body, when our body is oxidated and high alkalinity, it can fight a lot. So we're helping body with fighting a lot. Doesn't matter viruses or anything, and everything could be used for that. So that's one thing. Vitamin D. Look around in Los Angeles. We have rains. Almost last couple of months we have rains all the time. We don't have enough sun. At the end of the winter, usually we need to get vitamin D supplements. Some people need to get it even during the summer. If just look at your schedule, if you don't go outside and you're not in the sun for at least 15-30 minutes a day, every day, then it means you will need vitamin D, because vitamin D is an important, it's considered hormone, and it's an important catalyzer to fight any kind of infections. It also not only to prepare the body for the fight of anything, any mutations, anything that can happen. So the ways to get it, and also if you have high cholesterol, that's another thing, that if you sit in the sun, the cholesterol would be used to make vitamin D with the help of sun. So you can't lose here. Now, if you want, you can take supplements, of course, and talk to your doctor before you. I'm not giving medical advice on that, but sit in the sun as much as possible. Some days we have more sun, so try to use it while we're sitting at home. Use it go into the balcony, go into the patio, into the backyard, and use it as much as you can. Okay, so next one that I want to, and we need vitamin D not only for the viruses, but throughout the year, our body needs it. Another thing that is very important in our body needs throughout the year is an iodine. If you need more information about iodine, this is, it's antibacterial, it's antifungus. That's what we need to take every day. Now, I'm not going to talk about dosages here because it will be too much to talk about. I'll just go over that. And first of all, you need to talk to your doctor. But if you need more information and more educational material about what to do about it and the dosages, I can help you with that. And you, of course, can write to me later on. Two of the most important things with any virus, any viral infection, are zinc and selenium. And I'm going to go over both of them. Now, selenium also we need to take throughout the year. We need to have body that is able to fight mutations. Imagine or not, selenium is the one that is, if they are talking about the virus is doing, it mutates very fast, right? Or in China, there was this one, and there is in in Iran is different strain, and it's okay. By the time it came to US, we don't even know what strain it is. That's why it's very hard to rely on the test, because which strain is it testing for? If it's testing it in general, okay, so we don't really know the specificity of this test. It doesn't mean that the test is saying that that's the reason for the symptoms that people are having. The selenium is anti-mutation. It prevents mutations, and not only of viruses but other mutations too. So that's why it's very important, and we recommend, we educate people on taking selenium and how to take it. A lot of selenium is in Brazil nuts, and you can take Brazil nut. Don't take more than 5, even 5. Sometimes it's too much, but 3 it's fine, and you can get it with food, so it's not going to be. You can also buy it and then follow instructions of what is on the package, because different brands are making different packages, and the strength of that will be different. Now let's go to zinc. Zinc is very important. If people had flu before and have taken zinc at least once, they would see how much it helps. Why? Because zinc stops viruses from multiplication. You can imagine you got one virus, it's not going to multiply, so it's going to help, right? That's why we need to supplement with zinc. And most of the people that I see, we have cases that are described that it's athletes. Athletes usually have deficiency of zinc. So just logically, you would think that, okay, if they have deficiency of zinc, then getting that deficiency out of the way, it's going to help. And another thing on zinc is so it stops the multiplication. Anything that we can cover all the corners, and then if something is extra, I don't think it's going to hurt, because we need zinc on everyday level. We don't only need zinc for viruses or during the season of viruses, but we need to be more attentive when it's a season and there is a danger, and try to prevent our bodies from getting too bombarded with that. And if there are a lot of deficiencies in the body, of course it's not going to be able to fight that well. So another thing, there are a lot of studies. There are even funded studies in US that have started already on how much vitamin C, large doses of vitamin C, are helping with the COVID. And this is it comes, what I can give information on educationally, that vitamin C, the best form of vitamin C is liposomal, because it's transported better in the body, it's easy to take, and by effectiveness of that, it's almost equivalent to what IV is. So if you have no access to IV vitamin C, don't worry, you can just get liposomal vitamin C. And there are a few companies that are making that, and so it's pretty easy to get it. I'll go over CBD. I like CBD a lot. Since it was legalized at the end of 2018, I've been amazed at what CBD is doing. And with any kind of thing, it activates stem cells, and you know how much we need stem cells. They are the base of the building parts of the body. So if body needs more of the immune cells, T cells and macrophages, and that if it needs more of those, then that's where we need to get more activate stem cells, so they would start producing that. And that's what CBD is doing. So that's another help from there. Now, another thing is there are a lot of controversies about 5G and how 5G is affecting our bodies and how 5G is kind of destroying it. I can't go into that because there is no information on how much it causes the COVID or it doesn't cause it. What I can say, because I do thermography at the office, I've seen how cell phones affect the body. I've seen people who've been using it on one side, and the thermography before and after showed it clearly that it affects it. Now there is, they say that usually that it's not ionizing radiation and it's non-toxic to the body, but if on thermography we see that body reacts to that, I don't care what kind of radiation is that. I'm not a physicist. I don't really care. But I know that our body is reacting to that and it's fighting it. So that's telling me that I don't want to put my body into extra fights that it might not be able to handle. I want to reduce those fights, right? And I will do whatever I can, whatever I'm educated on to do that, to do exactly that. So, and what I have done with cell phone, I checked it myself. I kind of did a study on that. Whoever was coming into the office, I purchased EMF radiation detector, and I was measuring everybody's phone radiation, how much it emits. The fact that it's toxic is shown, we see it on thermography. But how much of it is any cell phone emits? So according to what I've seen, iPhones, I couldn't even measure how much iPhones are emitting because it was going off the scale and there was no way to emit it. The Androids were a little better. It was less than 100%, but it was close to 100%. So it was almost that. Where I don't want to scare anybody, I am person who tries to analyze and provide solutions. I need to know the symptoms of the problem so I could provide solutions usually. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Why I was checking that? Because I was thinking of what can we do. So since then, I'm using, it's called Zapper, it's called Neutralizer on my phone, on my cell phone. I can show you. This is the Zapper that I am using on my phone, and that's and when I was measuring it with the EMF detector, after I put this Zapper on the phone, what it was showing less than 50% of radiation. So that's what the company is actually that I'm buying it from is claiming that it reduces by 60%. So my point is, we don't know how much 5G is affecting this virus or in general the body. We don't know if that's causing any effect or not. But to those who are thinking that it could be, and I think it could be, I don't know any proof of the opposite. So I would like to protect myself. I would like to use neutralizer for that. Instead of being scared and fighting against, 5G, it's too late to fight right now, right? We are in the middle of these lockdowns and pandemics and whatever. We can't do protests against anything. My rational solution for that is protect yourself. Just put a neutralizer. I can provide where I get it from. I put it, by the way, I'm not just now preparing for all of that. I started preparing a long time ago because as soon as I started looking at the reports of Wi-Fi, and it wasn't only 5G. 5G, they started installing it a couple of years ago. So I started preparing since then. I have neutralizer next to my Wi-Fi. And somebody can ask, of course, okay, you put it next to your Wi-Fi, but if we're outside and that 5G is affecting us, how there are different kinds of protections. You can put necklace on you and all of that. So that is, to me, it's worth looking into instead of panicking because of that. That's my rational solution to, and there is no, panic creates a lot more reduction of immunity than if we don't panic. So it's better not to panic in any case. And if you're panicking too much, take CBD oil, please. And that's the best solution too for a lot of things. Or go outside and walk. Walking is very good stress reducer, imagine or not. Or get a pet and walk with the pet. They're so funny, and they're so I learned from my pet how to unconditionally love and what to do. I'm sorry. How to unconditionally love, and it's a great stress reducer, and it helps in any case. Pets don't know what's happening in the world, and they can help you still, where even people around you could be panicking and transfer that panic to you too. So and surround yourself with people who are using prayer, that we can put our burdens on who can take it, who can take it from us. So whatever it is, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll write. Also, I checked a couple of things here. Ozone therapy, because it provides with the oxygen. The only thing is, I know that people who get symptoms that need to be hospitalized, it's not done at the hospitals. So because it's considered alternative. So, but the other things that I told you, those are the ones that we can prevent ourselves with, and it's a lot more powerful than getting sick and then only start doing something. It's a lot better to protect ourselves. Okay, so and one more thing, people are panicking because they are told there are so many deaths. According to latest statistics, it's 0.3% in US. It's not high at all, but at the same time, I was looking into death statistics of the death from heart attack, for example, or death from accident, or death from murders or suicides. We don't have those, but they're so minimal now. So all the deaths that are coming out are COVID. I don't think people stopped having heart attacks. This is very, it looks like that. But if you really check the statistics, analyze them, don't just believe what media is, especially media. I call media gossip media because I don't hear anything except for the gossips. Now, my words could be turned around and used in any way possible, but it's not going to change what I said, right? And so that's why when it's somebody's comment about what I said, that's already not reliable for me. I prefer to use the original. Try to stick to the original and check statistics in the same place. And most of the deaths that are coming out now are saying COVID. I don't think people stopped dying from heart attack. They're still there. How come we don't have them? We might have less accidents, but they still happen. I'm sure they still happen. So this is all for now. And as I said, I'm going to put whatever resources I have, the articles, the studies that I have, and also if I can be helpful with, I put some resources where I get the things for my family. You don't have to use those, so you can use it from everywhere you want. But this is what I can help you, if I can help you with anything. And let me know after the live that what you need, okay? If you have any questions. And stay safe. I hope you're, and I pray that your families are good and we're going to overcome any kind of pandemic, which is pandemic of panic more than of the virus. I'm not saying virus is not there. We had viruses every year and we have them throughout the year, but maybe this one is a little bit different. Yeah, okay, then SARS was helping for the zinc was helping with stopping multiplication of SARS. If this one has SARS in it, we can help with that, okay? So thank you very much for listening to me. And if you have any topics that you want me to do live, I don't know, I've never done lives before. I was always posting, but because I just got so upset that my posts are gone, I decided to do live, and maybe would be shared fast enough that or maybe more people will see that, and so it wouldn't be removed before people who need it would see that. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me.